Hello and welcome to another video. And this one is going to be about the skill tree status update. So let's just jump right into it and start looking at this post. First off is the skill tree is being delayed until a future patch. We don't know when it's going to come in, but it's getting a when it's ready mentality, which is great. The skill tree is not ready. There's still some node balancing that needs to go on. I'd like to see things being reorganized a few times until we find a good node distribution that people agree on. And the compensation system for players has been not very well thought out. And I have an idea on what we can do with that, which I'll share at the end of this video. Further beyond that, we are going to discuss the Cheapskates comment, because everybody's doing it, so I might as well. There's a really interesting paragraph in here talking about the mobility of modules. The direct C-bill refund of all owned modules weighed too heavily in our minds when evaluating the feasibility of players being able to remaster their existing mix under the new system. Basically, PGI thought that, well, look at all these people. They're getting all this money back with modules. They'll be fine. Which kind of is understandable. If you're looking at that and you go, okay, yeah, look, we're giving people back billions of C-bills in some senses. They're not going to be that worried about these additional costs. However, because of how modules work with high upfront costs, but the ability to have high mobility, you can take them from one mech to another. There are a significant subset of pilots who own a lot of mechs, but a very low quantity of modules. As such, and this is very important, PGI understands this. Swapping them from mech to mech as needed and as facilitated by design. This is very important that they said those three words here, facilitated by design. They are understanding that their system, the ability to swap these around, and the fact that they had such a high upfront cost, made it so that people did it. So they're not blaming other people about their system. They're owning up to it. This is great. I think, although Russ does sometimes have a habit of putting his foot in his mouth when it comes to being on a stream, I actually think they should do those things pre-recorded, but the Cheapskates comment was bad. The things like on an island within 90 days, those are all sort of almost memes with the community, as we just be like, hurdy her PGI within 90 days, I'm on an island, those kind of things. It gets damaging when they keep doing that. So that is a problem that they did, but they're realizing and they're rectifying it here with those three words, I believe. And just in my mind, it feels a lot better for them to understand that, yes, your system is why people swap modules, not that they were cheapskates. Now, on the flip side, part of the community, a very small subset of the community, blew that statement out of the water. They took it way too far. He was only commenting on how people spent their C-bills. They started sending him on Twitter and stuff like that all of their receipts for all of their mech purchases, which is not relevant to this. He wasn't talking about their wallets. He was talking about their C-bills. I understand he shouldn't have said that in the first place, and it was a bad comment, but people were blowing it out of proportion and relating it to something that was completely unrelated. So I think that was something the community did poorly and should own up to it. But moving on about Cheapskates, because I don't really want to think about that statement anymore. Let's go down here. Very interesting thing that they're talking about is they redefined how much power mastery gets. So under the current system, if I pop over here into the game, we can see I have all of these different nodes here, and they give me different bonuses, like my speed tweak for my top speed. I've got my cool run, which is being multiplied, so it's not 7.5, it's 15%, and all that kind of stuff. You get all these different bonuses from getting all of these nodes. Under the new system, you can get all of those and the effects of modules. So the new system, it's like taking 1 plus 1 is the whole system is 2, where previously the whole system that you would see in this skill tree was 1, and it's half of it comparatively. So they're talking about that here. Additionally, the concept of mastery under the new skill system wasn't seen as an equivalent to the current mastery under the existing system. Then later on, with that in mind, the redefinition of mastery brought with it a valid sense of lost progress. So what people in the community were seeing is a mech that was previously mastered wouldn't have enough resources to get mastered again. However, the new mastered was a better mastered. It was mastered plus modules in the sense of the old system. I think this is something that PGI failed at getting across to the community, that old mastery did not equal new mastery, and it's part that the community failed to realize as well. They didn't look into it. If you had watched my cost comparison video, I did a breakdown on this. I calculated out the different bonuses that you would get from all of these nodes. Actually, a person on Reddit posted a very helpful reminder. Remember, people, you're getting all these bonuses from the old system, so don't be surprised when you see those bonuses again. That was like, oh, right, I should take that into account, and that's why I did that calculation in my video. I figured out that it takes approximately 45 nodes out of the 91, so pretty much exactly 50%, in order to get those old benefits back. So, that's how far a currently mastered mech should go under the new system. I think this is where PGI should have really explained that a lot better, and also where some very small subset of the community has been very misconstrued about this. They're seeing it as, if I had a mech that was mastered under the old system, I deserve 91 points under the new system. This is for a very small subset of people that are out there. But that's actually pretty entitled, if you're thinking about it that way. I'm going to do this for just XP, and I'm going to spend all my money on new mechs, and I'm not going to buy many modules because I'll swap them around. You know, that's a problem that was PGI addressed here. But then they're going to say, well, under the new system, give me everything that would have gone on skill tree, plus everything that I would have gotten from my modules, because reasons. I'm a long-time player, and I have all these mechs, so therefore take care of me. That's a little entitled in some senses. Like, I'm not saying that everybody is entitled, I'm just saying those small subset. I just gotta get that out there. But what I think should happen is PGI should, under like every single circumstance, give us enough resources to get our mechs back to this level of power. What I would like to see is a scaling refund based on mastery. So, we look at it here, you get your basics and you get your elites. And then once you're done your elites, that's where the bonuses stop. Mastery is just a module slot. Who cares about that? That's over. Modules are gone. So, what I want them to do is look at all of your mechs you own. Every single one of them. And even mechs you don't own anymore, like this Cataphract 4X. They should go into it. They should say, okay, well this guy, you have your basics done. That's worth so much percentage of eliting. You go up to 4 out of 4 elites. So if you have 4 out of 4 elites, you're at 100% for that mech's bonuses that it gets. If you're at 8 out of 8 basics, but you have none of the elites, you're at a certain percentage. I'm not sure what these are off the top of my head, because I'm literally putting the concept together as I talk. But they would figure out how much XP investment you've done on a mech, up to a maximum of what it would be at 4 to 4 elites. Then they take that percentage for each mech you own. So it would go through that 4x would say be like 40% or whatever basics are comparatively to getting the elites as well. So 40%, then you would times that by the 45 nodes it takes to get those bonuses back. And then you would times that by the amount of C-bills it costs per node. So under the new system, say this is like 50% of, say this cataphract had 50% of the way to 4 to 4 elites. Under the new system, you would take that 50%, times it by 45 nodes, which would give you 22.5. Then that 22.5 nodes would be timed by whatever the cost ends up being. And then that would be how many C-bills you would get for that mech. And you would just get this huge extra reimbursement in order to get your mechs back to their equivalent skill under the new system. And I say equivalent skill because it should only go up to that 45. That is the amount of nodes it takes to get back this full power here. And it shouldn't go beyond there, because then you're just giving people more. That other 46, the rest of the tree, is modules, which people, because they were swapping them around, didn't buy. They shouldn't get those that power related to modules unless they purchase them, which I have purchased a lot of modules for my mech, so I'm going to get a huge refund, and I'm going to be able to fully spec out all my mechs. This really doesn't affect me that much, but I can see how it affects some people. But that would be my idea on how to fix this all. We're going to have an XP refund, we're going to have the module refund, and those are just like normal, like we've had. Then you have a scaling refund up to 45 nodes of equivalent C-bill cost based on your mech's experience up to 4 out of 4 elites. Then everybody gets a huge refund of all their modules and stuff like that. They also basically get a payout of what it would take them to get their mechs back to the equivalent amount of power. And I would think that everyone's happy. If you have a whole bunch of mastered mechs, you would get a whole bunch more money back, and that would be enough money to get them back to equivalent strength and mastery. If PGI wanted to go even further and make this even better, they should run a double XP week. Not a weekend, a week. Before the skill tree comes out, put double XP on everything for an entire week and let people finish mastering out mechs that they haven't yet. So I can, oh god, I can go into here and find so many mechs that I own that I haven't fully mastered out yet. Oh god, where to go? Mech trees, assaults probably, because I haven't fully finished out my my cyclopses. Like I own a couple of those that I haven't finished, like the A. I would happily go and finish them under the new system if they want to do that. The supernovas, just a bunch of basic ones. If they put this thing out saying that you're going to get a refund and they give you a week of double XP, I'd play all these mechs out to 4 to 4 elites, and then I'd get my refund, and then I'd be happy about it. And that's what I want to see. So, hopefully, this gets through to Russ. I tweeted it at him. He likes Twitter. It'll get through. But that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. It's kind of ranty. Wanted to get these ideas out there and get some stuff off my chest. Community, stop freaking out. And Russ, stop putting your foot in your mouth. That'll be it. Thanks for watching. Good hunting.